Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Probably too often. Hoes mad. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. These people are appalled by so much. They don't know what to do. They've lost their narratives. They've lost. I don't even know what they. Let me walk that back. I don't know what they've lost because I don't know what they had, but they think they had something, right? They think they had something, and now they don't have it. And they can't fathom why. And this is a problem with, I think, I'm trying to figure out what it's a problem with. But I think it has to do with insular thinking amongst overeducated people. I don't know. But see, I'm gonna get into this. Why? There we go. I'm gonna get into what my thoughts are on this. This is complete armchair psychology, but you've got this group of people, and of course, at this current moment, I'm talking about law Twitter. And by the way, just so we're clear, apparently there's a law Twitter guy, I think his name is Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Stream sniping this on Twitch or something. I guess if that's what you want to do, I guess that's what you do. I don't know if that's against Twitch's terms of service. It's likely a violation of copyright, depending on the level of commentary, but I don't know. Well, whatever. If that's your plan, I guess that's your plan. But it's funny that you guys keep accusing me of clout chasing, yet you have now got some rando creating a Patreon and a Twitch channel for the sole purpose of watching my show. Very weird, man. Very weird, but go for it, I guess. That's a little sad. You'd think you'd watch a better show. Or something. But okay. So anyway, you've got this group of people very, very assured of their own correctness. And we have to ignore that their ideological perspective on the greater commentary going on, not on the case. Like, you can have a united ideological perspective on Vic's case, and that can be rather innocuous. That's fine. You can have a legal opinion, or you can have an opinion about defamation lawsuits, or you can have an opinion about all sorts of aspects of this case in general without any sort of weird coincidence. It's not that weird. That's a joke, okay? But these people have a striking perspective on the greater aspects of the Pound Me Too movement, right? There's just this interesting ubiquity of opinion amongst these people that the idea is that if someone gets accused of something absent really any evidence, and we're going to talk about the big story. We're going to talk about Monica Rial's big story and just one more serious problem with that big story on this show. We're going to do that a little bit later. But there's this idea that if someone, particularly a woman, comes out with an accusation against someone often a man, that accusation not only should be implicitly accepted as truth, but that further it should be acted on in the form of canceling someone out. I've talked about this at length in other videos, so I'm not really going to get far into it now, but there's this idea of listen and believe. And listen and believe makes a lot of sense on an interpersonal, very personal level. Someone tells you a story that has impacted them, that has molded who they are for better or worse. And this doesn't have to be a sexual story, shockingly. But you listen to them, you believe them in good faith, you accept the story as part of their truth, their narrative, their personal thing that has built into who they are, because it is. Even if that story is complete fiction, the overwhelming majority of people who are going to tell you a story in some interpersonal way that has somehow defined them, whether or not it's true or not objectively, doesn't mean a lot to how it's affected them. The subjective truth of that story matters a whole lot to how it's sculpted their character, okay? So listening and believing, great. The next step is the crucial part. I listened and believed you, and now because of that listen and belief, this other person must be ruined. That's when the legal profession, that's when us, Law Twitter, I'm gonna include you as people here, but that's when we people need to take a stop and say, okay, wait a minute. Now that we're going to go ahead and take an accusation and decide how someone's fate is handled from this point on, we need to start going, all right, I get your story and how it impacted you, but now you want it to impact this other person in a specific way. Now we need to start laying out some facts, and we start needing some protections. This is why the legal system exists, is because you can't just take the mob's word about something, because if we took the mob's word about something, a whole lot of people would be dead. And when we did take the mob's word about something a long time back, we still do to this day, but there were times, eras in this country that are considered, the darkest, because we maybe rounded up a bunch of Japanese people and put them in camps and took their property, or maybe we enslaved a particular race of people in disproportionate numbers to the other races that were enslaved, or maybe we just excluded Chinese immigrants, for example, as opposed to all of the other immigrants when we had open borders, just Chinese ones. We didn't want any more of those people. That's because of response to the mob. We listened to a mob. We didn't get objective facts about certain populations or certain groups or even certain individuals, and then we reacted. That becomes a problem. So we have built a system that allows for this fact gathering, it allows for protections, and it allows for the right of the accused to be heard. And the most amazing thing about this Vic case is to watch a bunch of people who consider themselves, and believe me, I'm going to show you something today that will show you just the opinion these people have of their own flatulence. And it is wildly out of proportion with reality, and it's great. It was the funniest thing I've read today, bar none. Guy's a king comedian. But you're going to see these people who fancy themselves defenders of something immediately foregoing all of those principles on a daily basis to forget why the legal system exists as it is, and instead to comment on the mob and to accept the the accusations and the opinions of the mob without question as true, as if no one has ever lied about any of this stuff, as if the stunning dearth of evidence is not indicative of anything, if the repeated falsifying of evidence were indicative of nothing. They've just decided that the legal system as it exists doesn't matter in this aspect. And it's not limited to Vic. Not at all. This is limited to, or not limited to, this is expansive amongst a greater cultural movement. So I find this fascinating. I hope you guys do too. In all of this. This is outside, of course, of the legal area, but it's certainly relevant to the fact that we all live in the same country and we have to try and get along without killing each other. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I got some fan mail today. Let's see. It's great when it comes in an envelope that's this size, right? Not the folded up nonsense you normally get. It's a biggin. It's a big one. They didn't fold it. They decided it needed to be in its own slip. So we'll go through that fan mail in a little bit. And I'm also going to bring on 2 guests for part of the show. I gotta figure out exactly what names they want to go by. They've been doing some research. Hold on. One of them is DJD Show. The other one, I'm gonna find out exactly how he wants to be referred to. But they've been doing some research on this American Bar Association tweet combined with the Sean Schemmel accusations. And I thought the Sean Schemmel accusations were made today or like yesterday or something. And therefore I was kind of ignoring them. But it turns out the Sean Schemmel accusation was in January and just, I guess, got overlooked because they didn't want to look at Sean Schemmel. Because this isn't about what these wonderful, wonderful little ham planets don't understand is that this isn't at all about sexual assault. It's not about improper activity. It's not about understanding proper boundaries with people. It's not about any of that. It's about Vic. It's not about anything else. Funimation has been really strongly purported to have a casting couch. That's not from me, by the way. That's from former Funimation employees. That's from Chuck Huber. That's from Glassdoor reviews. I have verified this independently with a source with knowledge appropriate to the inner workings of Funimation. We'll leave it at that. And no, that source isn't Vic or anything ridiculous. But this is a pervasive problem, and that problem has roads that point back to Chris Sabat. I don't know if Chris Sabat actually has a casting couch or if he's somehow involved. That's what other people have said in a rather significant amount of numbers. And all of that just swept right under the rug by the people wanting to have a conversation about the propriety of hugs at conventions. Don't seem to care that there are serious allegations that sex was a requirement to casting for women at Funimation and Okratron. But again, who do we have? We don't have people interested in actual answers. We have people attached to a movement. And that movement gets a myopic focus on a target. And then they attack the target relentlessly. And you can see it. You can see it happening. It happens to me, I guess. I'm not really whining about that. It's very ineffective. So that's great. But it does happen to, it's been happening to Vic, who has not said anything about this since what? January, right? He made his initial tweets just asking for positivity and categorically denying the accusations against him. And saying he hopes that no fan ever walks away from him with a negative experience. They took that statement and, of course, tried to ram that down his throat as an apology that admitted to everything because they're monsters who relentlessly attack a target until the target is dead. You have to understand, they don't stop when the target goes away. They have to be, for all intents and purposes, dead. And the funny thing is, the funniest part of this is the scum of Law Twitter. And this isn't all of Law Twitter. It's the scum of Law Twitter who's hanging around in this nasty biomass soup that they have, are just hook, line, and sinker into it. And I think they're too stupid to even realize what they're doing. I think they're too, it's overt, but I think they're too stupid to know. But they have this method: isolate a target, attack relentlessly until the target is stripped of support and dead. You guys have prevented that. And it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see because it doesn't always work. For many of these targets, their support networks go away. Their fans disappear. They're bullied into submission. They're beaten out of the public square. And the prevailing narrative is the bleeding-throated cry of "Pound Me Too." The bleeding-throated cry of it becomes the overwhelming dominant narrative in the majority of these cases. Because most people don't have the money to fight back. Most people don't have a voice. Most people they take the money that they do have, they hire a PR firm, or they just disappear for a while, and then suddenly they can't even get hired at a Walgreens, right? Because the mob has so thoroughly dismantled them that they're dead. They're gone. They don't get a voice in society anymore, despite the fact that you can't prove anything that they're alleged to have done. And there are people participating in this openly, people who ostensibly stand for justice. And I love that. I love it. It's great. It's so emblematic of the myth of the lawyer. The myth of the lawyer as some sort of defender, some sort of principled guardian of society. They're actually, as I've said before, the worst people on earth. Lawyers are the worst people on earth. But the thing you have to remember is that every single one of them, and me, and you, and everybody, is just an idiot with an opinion. And our qualifications don't give us some special dispensation. There are people out there who believe that they are better than other commentators or something like that. That they are somehow a better source or a better example. Have fun with that belief, because you're just a scumbag idiot too. So, kind of tangenting off into the weeds here. So let's hashtag transition back towards what we're going to talk about today. Recapping that a little bit and getting my brain back in the right spot. Because I think I'm probably going to tangent on that again later. It's just so freaking important. Oh, and you can forgive me. You can briefly see their self-assured nature as they, mind you, relentlessly attack a dissenting opinion, like relentlessly flood a dissenting opinion's timelines, anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised if there were dissenting lawyers who spoke out, who got phone calls directly from these people. But whatever it is, if a person dissents to them on Twitter, they are dogpiled immediately, which is what, of course, they accuse everybody else of doing, right? They are dogpiled immediately and beaten into submission. And if they decide to maintain their voice, their professional reputation is put at risk by these people with demands, or you must engage my ridiculous concept. You must do that. You must answer me within a specific time, no matter what you're doing, or else you're wrong. And then what do they get? They get bar complaints. I don't know. I don't know if they do. I know I do. But that's, that's me. But they do get hounded. Absolutely hounded. So then what they do is go on a self-congratulatory parade about how there's no one else speaking against us. And it's like, well, there are busy people in the world who don't really want to deal with what you do. But if you think that I and Ty are the only lawyers on Vic's side, I mean, I guess think that all you want. That's fine. But it just, of course, goes back to the whole problem that you all have. And that's your myopia. For better or worse. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today... Rude. We're going to talk about the stuff about... we're going to start in just a minute. I'm going to bring on our guests for the beginning. We're going to start with this stuff about... oh my gosh, what am I thinking? The ABA, the American Bar Association tweet. We'll talk about that, which I think people jump to some conclusions about it, but we'll talk about the American Bar Association tweet, and then it's kind of got some sort of maybe connection to the Sean Schemmel stuff. And then we're going to do fan mail, and then we're going to do the Rial stuff, and it'll probably be the time for the show to end. So let me... We'll call, I'm going to send the link to DJD Show and Todd, who are going to join me. However, they're going to come on and they're going to be muted until I put my headphones on. And then I'm sending you guys the link right now. They're going to be muted until I put my headphones on. And then I will jump into that subject. First, I'm going to read through Super Chats. And, we're gonna, because I want to get on that. There's a lot of them out there today, which should really infuriate some people, of course. And we're gonna do the fan mail, and we're going to do the whatever comes next. The Monica Rial stuff, just more holes in the AzumiCon story. If you didn't see them, you'll want to. They're really embarrassing. Okay. So first up, we've got Tucker. Tucker says, so has the American Bar Association always been that embarrassing, or is this something new? I don't know. I have never been I think I might have been a temporary member of the ABA after getting admitted to practice law. Never cared to be part of the ABA. They're a professional association, just like the State Bar Association in Minnesota. Not all state bar associations are just professional organizations, but these two are, and they're great for some people. I don't care about the ABA. I really don't. Never had any desire to be a part of it. They can get their money from someone else and do that person a service. RZQDW says, the first time I ever hung out with Nick, it was at a place full of Confederate flags. Alt-right lawyer confirmed. Hey, it actually was. That's pretty funny. I didn't even think about that. And no, that was not any place I had anything to do with. It was just a small town in Texas. Tucker said, you know what's funny? How mad everyone gets when someone compares Vic to Emmett Till. I think everyone should do it often, just to piss them off more. Andrew Young says, Jellybean story has been beaten. Ontario dental hygienist Alexandru Tanas has been fired, delicensed, and charged with sexual abuse for cleaning his wife's teeth, and that's it. He cleaned her teeth. Link/GoFundMe in your GoFundMe in your email. Oh my God, I'll have to take a look at that. That sounds horrifying. Dustin Fritz Farr says, I show up 10 minutes late and all I hear is rounding up Japanese and putting them in camps. Good to know tradition is still being carried out. Oh my goodness. Harbinger 345 says, people lie about Minecrafting other human beings to their family, friends, police, etc. To say no one would lie about this Me Too crud to ruin somebody else is ridiculous. People can be scummy. Even saints can be rotten to the core. I agree with you there, pal. All right, we've got the Pie Baker says you have too much blood in your alcohol system. Here, take this. Oh, and I will be having a couple beverages tonight to keep the hoes mad. Wadsworth says, so what do you think is the smart thing for Chup to do if mediation falls through? Properly applying the law now and overturn the bad calls he made himself, or risk the appeals court doing it for him? Chup is going to get appealed no matter which decision he makes, and he knows that. So the question is, does Chup try and quote unquote split the baby, or does Chup just toss everything out and let the appeals court do what it will? That's a tough question. I don't know how he wants to do that. Yeah, it's a tough question. We'll have to see. We'll only have to see. I just have a very bad feeling that mediation's not going to go very far for at least most of the defendants. And maybe that'll matter. Maybe if one of the defendants decides to settle and the others don't, maybe Chup's ruling will be a little bit different. It's hard to say. Felipe Mouve says, hey, Nick, we will never stop supporting Vic. The case is a lot more than Vic versus the Artards. It is about innocent until proven guilty. I agree with that. And then we've got two more. Tucker says, so if the ABA is just a professional association, then why does everyone seem to think they are final word on everything law? Because it's a big group of lawyers. That's why. But, you know, I believe the ABA has filed in lawsuits and lost. So, I mean, they're not always right. But it doesn't really matter, does it? The ABA actually didn't make a specific statement about this case other than the fact that the case exists. And called, you know, everybody who's not in line with law Twitter apparently trolls. But that's a categorization that they're borrowing from other people. Who knows? And who's running that ABA account and how much of a hive mind the American Bar Association actually is on that front is, of course, something that's probably a little bit inflated. I like the Spike Man says, WTF, I brush my sister's teeth on her bed every night. That is sexual harassment. I laugh at that. She begs for it and calls me Oni-chan. Come on. Come on, man. Kalinka Pavlova says, so far, lawyers from Flaw Twitter I've spoken to have misrepresented the dictionary, insinuate you support rape threats. I don't know of any rape threats that actually have occurred, so I don't think so. Refuse to find evidence to support themselves and completely gaslight my experience. Absolutely repugnant people. Well, like I said, you'll never find more repugnant people than a group of lawyers. Far worse than one lawyer on its own. Did I forget the scheduling change? Oh, no. Let me briefly talk about that, because that is the last super chat that we're doing for now. The scheduling change over the next 2 weeks, you'll have to kind of follow on Twitter or look for notifications. By the way, YouTube is being really weird about subscribers right now. So there seem to be some people who are getting unsubscribed. Along with, you know, I get new subscribers and then some people get tossed off and notifications are messed up. YouTube is a perfect system, but make sure you're still subscribed if you weren't, or if you weren't subscribed, please do. If you were subscribed, make sure you still are, because I know some people have been removed without removing themselves. This is very weird, but that's the case. So just check the subscription thing. And make sure you're doing that so you get the notifications. Click the little bell and see if they decide to notify you. But either way, I'm going to HawaiiCon, right? And that means I'm going to be 4 hours behind when I normally exist. And so I'm not sure exactly how streaming will work. Starting a show at the normal time would be starting at 7 p.m., but 7 p.m. I'm probably going to be in the midst of some sort of activity at HawaiiCon. So I will be trying to bring you guys some footage. I don't think Tug or Flash or Hirohe are going to HawaiiCon. And I know that some of you watch those live streams from the convention. I'll probably try and do some of those, maybe do some just on the spot interviews of people and see if they have Vic experiences to talk about or want to talk about cons or anything like that. But we'll see. I don't know what it's going to be like yet. But there will probably be some streams probably during the day or late evening for the mainland here going on. So watch for those. I'll try and announce them on Twitter ahead of time. If I've got something, I'll try and put out like a channel announcement on YouTube so that maybe there's another chance for a notification that you'll see if I've got a planned stream coming up. I'll try and be on top of that so that there's at least some notice. But I will be streaming over the next 2 weeks or so, but the stream times will be off, most likely. So just so you're aware, if things aren't showing up at the right time, that's that. And if I can't do a stream, I will try and release some short videos if there's some news that comes out that needs to be addressed as well. All right, let me see if my guests are on. I could probably just look the window. One of them's on. Let's see here. Hey man, you're still muted. Is he coming? Well, you're muted to the stream, not to me. I can hear you. Yeah. No. Is Todd coming? Okay. Well, let me I'll get you, we'll just get you on then. Let me unmute you. All right, guys. Welcome to the show, the DJD show. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, another fun, interesting day with anime and all the crazy stuff that's happened today. Started off with just Tug and Yell Flash, just noticing a tweet, and then me investigating it along with the fun research and development department in Ricketta Discord. And that's what we spent the whole day verifying and checking everything, and we're still investigating certain people to really make sure who in the world they might be. So, yeah, I guess I'll tell what's going on now.
Now, to be very clear, you're definitely doxing everybody. That's what you mean by investigating who they might be.
Exactly.
All we do is have a
doxing Discord and dildos and all the terrible things.
Yes,
all
it's
the
a
fun
dox
stuff.
board.
And we give it to the fine people on Kiwi Farms, and then they make fun of us and do terrible memes.
I mean, we basically,
it's all the fun.
We basically apparently run the Kiwi Farms, and Akiva Cohen needs to come after us so that he can acquire ownership. Because I think it's the Discord dox crew that apparently fuels everything. Also, I hear they did 9/11, which is really unfortunate. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So anyway. I'm told you're a little quiet, but I've got you maxed out on my end, so I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, that's not Todd. It's not Todd. They said now you need to be turned down.
Do you hear me fine?
Yeah, I hear you fine. I've just got the Streamlabs stuff.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You're too loud.
Well, they just like me. I mean, it's all the fun.
Okay, I'm bringing you down just a hair on Streamlabs, so that should level it out. I have of course on my end I have a ceiling on how loud I can get, so I can scream at the microphone.
Nice.
But okay, so how should we do this? Should we put the flow chart up?
No, show the flow chart. They're gonna love it.
Do you want to just do a screen share of it, or do you want me to do a screen share of it?
No, you do the screen share.
My
computer blows.
Make me do all the work. Hold on.
Of course. Work it. Yeah, I'll do the timeline.
Oh my god, this thing is a monstrosity.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Why is Anne Frank on there?
Because you played Discord. And obviously
gosh.
Some fine people, Kiwi Farms. It was a joint effort.
Oh, Lord. This seems like a disaster. Is this a serious thing, or is this insane?
No, that's sadly some parts of it are real. That's the sad part. Some of it is real.
Let me do this one. Okay. We're supposed to. Here we go. I don't know if how well they'll be able to see this. Okay, so here I've got the whole thing pulled up so you guys can kind of see how ridiculous this chart is, but I'm gonna zoom in on it. So because we've got lines and stuff going through. Are you gonna walk me through this flow chart?
I'm gonna try my best.
Oh, this is gonna be
this is why this
disaster.
happened today the way it happened. And obviously credits to Tug and Yellow Flash. They are also responsible for this disaster area.
Yo, don't blame them for this.
No, they're the ones who started it. It was they've been alerting me the timeline to start the day. They noticed a thing on Twitter, this little thing on ANN, right?
Yeah.
This out of nowhere, Rose Girl TT talking about naughty things that Sean, also known as Goku, might have done to her. So,
okay.
Sean. Yeah.
So we've got, following the flow chart here, we've got the American Bar Association tweet up top, right? Are you looking at the flow chart, I hope?
Yeah, I'm looking at the flow chart.
Okay, so, I've got the screen share up. You can see what I see.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, so we start here, and then that has a little line here down to this. Anime Trolls tried. This is the Verge article, right?
Yeah, that's the Verge article, exactly.
By
and then
Meredith
the fun part is
Rose.
who wrote the Verge article. And she doesn't, she loves Law Twitter, doesn't particularly like you or Ty Beard.
Well, I mean, that's a
definitely insulted Ty Beard, that's for sure. What else did she do? Oh, yeah, she loves Greg. Let's just say in the article, she makes Greg into a hero, an amazing human being, apparently, douchebag. And who else did she? Oh, yeah, obviously, I think Dumford. Who else? All the fun people. Akiva Cohen, of course. Mr. Pursebag himself, Purse Puppy. All the fun people involved on Law Twitter. She makes them into heroes in the article, which is amazing. And that's part of what starts the day. And then we notice, the thing on ANN. And if there's any connection between her and that Rose, because she happens, we don't know for sure. That's why we're checking to make sure there's any connection there. Someone actually did a writing style test between her Twitter and the ANN post, and it almost matches. It's close.
Okay.
But again, allegedly, we don't know for sure if it's her. We don't know this. It's the same Rose that's accusing Goku of doing terrible, naughty things.
Okay, so let's back up. So here we've got the American Bar Association tweet. We've got the Meredith Rose, who wrote the Verge article. Meredith Rose is here. What's this thing here? Oh, this is just her profile on the Verge.
Yeah, she literally makes her profile around that date.
Then we have Meredith Pumpkin Spice Rose, MF Rose, grumpy feminist lawyer, giant nerd, policy counsel for at public knowledge, tech, music, gaming, fandom. I talk about stuff she, her. So then there's some speculation that she is the Rose Girl
pure
TT.
Speculation. We don't know for sure. Writing analysis is a maybe on her tweets versus the post that she might be that Rose.
Okay.
And then there's two accusations. There's from a Rose Girl TT and also from Daisy Locke. That's the other one who did the accusation you referred to earlier, months ago.
This Daisy Locke person wrote, back in 2011, Sean Schemmel put his hand under my skirt at Anime Midwest. It happened in a hallway after one of his panels. This doesn't have anything to do with Vic Mignogna, but it seemed appropriate to share it in this thread. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that tweet that is quoted from Daisy Locke is from that's from January, like January 30th.
Yeah, this is from months ago, exactly.
Right. Okay, so then Rose Girl TT joins this forum. Is this the Anime News Network forum?
Yes, that is correct.
Joins the forum on the 13th of September 2019, has one post, and this is it. I've had this happen too. I literally joined to let you and everyone know so you don't feel alone. I met Sean many years ago. I can try to find out exactly what pen and put it back in my tank top between my boobs. When he did it, though, he pulled down my top, seemingly purposely to get a cheap look. He was staring dead at them for the moment it was down, then looked back at me and said his farewell, was completely unprofessional and pissed me off. I met Vic a different time, and yes, he hugged me and was very personal, but never attempted to pull down my top, ask me for a number, anything. He was very kind, but he did treat me inappropriately. So I guess everyone has different experiences. Okay, so forgive me, but how does this jive with the rest of what's going on? Because I get that Rose is included here. Is this supposed to be like a false flag? Is that what we're like?
That's the thing we don't know for sure. So she does this, combine that with the previous thing. Sean notices it. I'm thinking that's why he went protected today. That umbrella guy went and dissected the article from Verge further. But my guess as to why he went protected today is because he might be worried about the accusations all of a sudden.
Sure.
Maybe it's for another reason.
So we've got Meredith Pumpkin Spice. Very happy that Brianna Wu liked her reply. Finally getting around doing the full digital security scrub. Good grief, it's a lot of work. It's on September 6th. Me, okay, new week, new me, lots of stuff to get to. Man, she's throwing out this American Bar Association tweet a couple times. More than once, that's weird.
Yeah, allegedly, we think she might be able to log in, possibly, on the Twitter of the American Bar Association. Writing style, maybe it was her that was insulting.
So she's retweeting Doucette, retweeting Sharon Grigsby. What do we got over here? We've got her retweeting Hamza Shaban. What is this? Oh, that's a Gamergate thing, Brianna Wu. Let's see.
I believe that's Doucette related.
Yeah, this is Doucette related. Who cares?
Yeah. We don't care. Or Matt Mundane. Sound there for a second.
Okay, so what we have here is some tenuous links to the Rose name. But I can't figure out why she would make this post unless the idea was to create some sort of like false flag thing, and I'm not entirely willing to go there yet.
Like I said, we're not sure if she's the person who made the post. We don't know why she's doing it. She's very friendly with Doucette and the rest of Law Twitter. My guess, this is me, speculation, and the two parodies, so I'm making fun of it, pretty much is she's doing it to get some cookie points, so I get a pat on the head and be like, hey, I did something. Look at it. Isn't it amazing? I made them look bad, and I made Goku look bad, and now Goku had to protect his tweets. But if she's serious and she goes through with it, if you look at her background, if it's actually connected, if Meredith Rose is that Rose also, she is quite connected in Washington, D.C. It seems, possibly.
Well, yeah, it seems she works with public or with something called. Did you look at the organization at all? That Public Knowledge or whatever. I mean, I'm sure she's connected within DC because they sound like an advocacy group. So that's not that out of the ordinary for a lawyer to have strong connections, especially when they're part of an advocacy group. But the interesting result of this is, of course, I think what you said, Schemmel's tweets went protected today.
Yeah.
Like that's the...
Yeah, he's been careful since about what he says.
Yeah. And just kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, the interesting thing about all this is that Schemmel, Sabat has been accused. There are more people at Funimation who have very, very young skeletons in their closet, we'll say. How's that for coded language?
Well, that's one way of saying it, yes.
Yeah, they have very young skeletons in their closet. Those people are being very, very quiet, and Funimation knows this. Their coworkers know about this. They're not getting the attention that Vic is. This is about Vic. It always has been about Vic. They don't like him, and the reasons for that, well, there seem to be many. There seem to be many reasons, but
a lot of stuff going on in the background that. Well, I'll say it pretty much. It seems, if you look it up on the internet, Funimation might be getting rid of some things. Pictures, posts. Maybe they're just cleaning up. It's just cleaning up stuff. Maybe maintenance, right?
Maybe they're losing it. Maybe they're just losing it.
Maybe, just mistakes. That's all. Sure.
Well, that chart was truly a spectacular piece of autism, and I still don't necessarily understand what happened on it. In all honesty, it's
No, like I said, you combine Tug, Yellow Flash, Ricetta Discord, the Kiwi Farms, magic happens. That was what
we have
was
truly
created.
terrific. We have the best people, the best research, a fantastic staff looking into this at all angles. You better watch out. They're gonna find it. Well, man. I guess. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
The name is interesting. The timing's a little interesting, but I right now I can't give credibility to the idea that she made the tweet on the Anime News Network forum. That just seemed, or the post.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Like I said, we're investigating it. We're going to see if it leads anywhere. We're going to see if there's more accusations concerning Goku.
Yeah.
It is very odd that he does this, because I can't think of the last time he's gotten protected. And then the coincidence of the same day, Tug and Yellow Flash talking about it most of the day on Twitter. Tug talking about it, I believe, on his show today. So the timing is very interesting. It could be a distraction so people don't think about the Vic thing or about other things that might be happening at Funimation and Sony concerning financial stuff, maybe. I'll let that for another show.
Well, yeah, we'll have to.
That'll be interesting in the future.
We'll have to see on all of that stuff, and we'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to see on just who. I guess just whose skeletons come out. It's very interesting because Huber in his affidavit talked about the culture at Funimation, and a lot of stuff points to a very nasty culture, and a culture that is at odds with the public face of what these voice actors are pretending, and I think Funimation as an entity knows it. And they're really hoping it just doesn't ramp up before that final sale of stock. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Well, did you have anything else to add? Or otherwise, I'm going to throw you off the stream violently.
No, that was about it, I believe. It's just the breaking news on Goku. What we might have found. I'm sure there'll be more information in the coming days and weeks, possibly, if they're doing to Sean what they did to Vic.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Sean is Sean Schemmel, by the way. Someone in the chat was asking who is Sean. That's Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku, who back in January 30th, amidst all of the accusations, someone suggested that he put his hand up her skirt, and that one was just ignored completely. That's not the only accusation I've seen against Sean Schemmel, but I don't have the receipts handy right now, but I believe I've seen a couple others. So that's, but of course, what I've heard over and over from people inside the industry is it's shocking that all of these people are throwing stones from their glass houses.
Yeah, if you've seen the parties that they've had fun at, there's pictures out there. It's public on the internet. It's interesting stuff, let alone the interesting stuff that happens at Funimation Studios and how it looks like from the inside. Yep. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we'll find out.
Well, get off my show, you wonderful degenerate. Thank you for the likely demonetizing chart.
Exactly. Force lightning of autism for everyone, indeed. So, definitely, we went to the dark side tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Man.
Yep,
bye.
Peace. Okay, let's get rid of that. Whoops. Boomered that one. Back to me for a little bit. So that was the weird report on the DJD show. Here's the main thing that you can take away. The main thing to take away today is that Sean Schemmel, these things did happen. Sean Schemmel's accusation was brought to light, I suppose, was highlighted. This is, of course, amidst ongoing developing accusations about sexual impropriety running amok at Funimation Studios. That was brought to light today. Sean protected his Twitter for whatever reason. Maybe he protected it because of this. Maybe he protected it for some other thing. But that is happening, and I have heard that he might be under some serious pressure for his stuff. So who knows? I don't know. He doesn't talk to me. So I couldn't tell you. Let's see. Okay, let's move on. We're right at a good time, I think, to switch over to the wonder that is fan mail. Are you guys ready for some fan mail? I've got a little bit. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're buying any stock, insider trading tip right now is to buy stock in companies that specialize in moving uprights or goalposts, because I have a feeling they're about to be employed pretty heavily. But you know, that's just like my opinion, man. Can't wait till Tekashi69 snitches on Schemmel. I do need to talk about Tekashi69, man. He is chatting a lot. My display is fuzzy. Oh. Autofocus, man. Let me fix that for you before we get too deep in the rabbit hole. I know someone sent me a beautiful guide on how to fix this and I lost it, but I will I'll find it again. I know where it is. Okay, let's get back. Let's get to this document. It's right here. Hello. This is, of course, one of my favorite segments. That is fan mail. Comes from the Office of Lawyers' Professional Responsibility in Minnesota. We have the complaint of Laura and Lily Truman. It's from Laura Truman and Lily Truman. It's actually, I think, 2 complaints, even though only one of them actually wrote it. Laura Truman and Lily Truman. They're very, very upset that after they made a ridiculously false and pathetic complaint against me, who I have never even heard of these weirdos. Never even heard of them when they sent the complaint against me. It was literally because I had Josh Moon on the stream. I had Josh Moon of the Kiwi Farms on my show, and then because of that, they accused me of harboring a murderer by interviewing him. So now Laura Truman and Lily Truman, 2 super weirdos, or at least one. Actually, I don't know if the daughter, who I think is Lily, I don't know if Lily is a super weirdo, but I know the mom, I believe, Laura. And if I get the names backwards, I'm sorry, but you wrote them together and it's very strange. You're a super weirdo. You are probably bordering on obsessive and crazy. Maybe get that looked at. I don't know who you go to for that. Maybe like a beekeeper or something, or like Caesar, the dog guy, or maybe just your local Asian bartender. Maybe he could help you. I don't know. I don't know what you need, lady. But other than whatever it is, you need it desperately. So Laura and Lily Truman have appealed their complaint against me. They've appealed their complaint against me. So we are going to go through all 44 pages of the appeal. Now, sadly, it is not 44 written pages. Many of them are screenshots. Some of them are you. Some of them are the chat. So you get to find out what jokes made them mad. Particularly, I don't know how I'm responsible for your jokes, but I apparently am. So you're welcome for every time you're funny. And if it wasn't funny, then that wasn't my fault. I blame Law Twitter on that. So we're going to go through that now. And don't blame me for this. Many of the screen grabs appear to be duplicated, and I literally just scanned in the 44 pages that they sent. So if they're duplicated, I didn't boomer up the scanning. In fact, I did a scan of it. I it came in upside down and stuff, so I had to rotate it all, and that screwed up the scan. So I redid the scan. So this is the second product. It is the correct product. This is how it is. This is the scan. And then I didn't, the first time, the problem was I rotated it in the scanning app, and then that reorganized the pages. So when I redid it, I rotated the pages in Adobe, and that fixed that whole issue. So this is it. Any of the duplicates, that's on them. So don't blame me for boomering that. So let's see. So here's let's just go through it, right? That's what we do on these things. That's what we do. Dear Mr. Ricada, enclosed, please find a copy of the letter received from the above complainant appealing the director's disposition in the above matter. Of course, the director's disposition will be revealed in a moment. Also enclosed is a copy of my letter informing complainant of the assignment of the appeal to designated board member Thomas Evenson. Well, he sounds like an even-handed fellow, and I trust he will give this claim all the deference it deserves. You are not required to respond to this appeal. Any questions or correspondence should be directed to the undersigned. The board member will notify you of his decision in writing. That's very truly yours, and that's Kashini M. Ratanyaki. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your name, but I would love to hear it pronounced properly. So maybe I can give you a buzz. So I have redacted all sorts of things from this document, as I did prior to the prior document. I redacted the address and phone number and email address, and I have done so again. I hope I didn't miss any. I really don't think I did, but you know, I'm bad at this stuff. I know I didn't last time, and you'll see that because they don't complain about me releasing their address or anything like that, which they would. They complain that I dared mention their names, their true names, because if you have the true name, you have power over the beast, like a bridle. Tucker says, use this in your next appeal, you hideous harpies with herpes. Oh no. Oh no. Super chatting insults is very dangerous stuff. So we've got Genia's Management Incorporated, and they very much threatened that I might release this address and this phone number. I didn't look, but I feel like that's probably available online if it's an actual corporation. That Genia's Management is probably an actual corporation, but I didn't bother actually checking. So via Federal Express, this was hand-delivered. Ms. Susan M. Humiston, Director of the Office of Lawyers' Professional Responsibility. They hand-delivered a letter to the director, according to this. I don't know if maybe it was received by a secretary. In the matter of the harassment of Lily Jean, a.k.a. Lily Jean Truman, by Nicholas Ricada Esquire. Not even me, thank God. Thank God they've got the wrong guy. My name has an I and an E. It's only in every single screenshot. The I before E is in every single screenshot you submitted. So I want you to pay, I haven't read through all of this, I skimmed it, but I want you to pay particular attention to the language that is used in it. I find this fascinating. And people do this to me too, which is why I don't talk like a pretentious lawyer. People try to use a lexicon that they're borrowing from what they think is the legal world. They think they're borrowing the legal world's lexicon, and so they attempt to use that when discussing things with a lawyer or with a lawyer organization. So have fun with that a little bit. It's great. Dear Miss Humiston, Humston. Okay. We are in receipt of your determination on discipline for Nicholas Robert Ricada, Esquire, underlined. A Minnesota admitted bar lawyer, registration number doxed 0397061. They doxed me. How dare they? While we initially do not and did not agree with your findings, we awaited further proof of why Mr. Ricada's conduct is inappropriate for any member of the bar. May I submit to you forthwith copies of Mr. Rikaita's latest harassment, which is solely unbefitting of a member of the court system that has a fiduciary right to uphold the law in every sense of the word. Huh? These words, I do not think they mean what you think they mean. As you can see, Mr. Rikaita is soliciting money from people on YouTube as he streams. The grift! The grift! It's always about the grift! Oh, God! They caught me red-handed. I'm soliciting money. And he is using screenshots of our client, Lily Jean, with her watermarks on it. It would be them. Without our permission, which is against YouTube's rules. It is absolutely not against YouTube's rules, for one thing. For two things, I'm pretty sure there's no watermark on the images I use, but maybe there is. Maybe there is, but I don't believe so. Unfortunately, the screenshots that they sent in, they're not really high enough quality to see a watermark, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. But maybe. But no, having watermarked images is not against YouTube's rules at all. And using watermarks using watermarked images without permission is also not against YouTube's rules, so long as they comply with fair use. And to be very upfront, Miss Laura, I believe it is, did actually attempt to strike that video with a claim of personal information on it. I immediately appealed it to YouTube, and that video remains up, and it seems that complaint was dismissed, as there was nothing personal or private about your publicly posted material being used and then commented on. That's fair use. That's just how it goes. So, okay. Additionally, he is having a great time making fun of her and her mother, who would be me, as one of her managers, Laura Truman, online with a group of people he is begging money from. All right. Well, if they insist that I have a good time, let's have a good time. No! All of my... Many of my whiskey glasses are actually upstairs. So, what is that? Hold on. That's a big glass. Here we go. Okay. We're gonna apparently do shots, but not really. It's just someone took all my whiskey glasses. So here we go. This show is not brought to you by Kula Rum or Ocean Organic Vodka. It's just the closest thing that I have. Wild Turkey 101. I will not drink it from the bottle. Okay. I don't know like how much of a shot I'm supposed to do, but I'm not going to do it as a shot, obviously. That's degeneracy. I mean, I could, but I have to get up tomorrow because I have to go to Hawaii. So, here we go. Let's see. All right. So I don't recall begging you guys for money. I don't recall ever doing that. So I think that seems unfair to me. That seems unfair. Please give me money. No, thank you. Again, unbefitting any ethic policies in place in any state in the United States of America. That's not a sentence. I note that Mr. Rikaita appears to be an avid drinker. Oh, man. I guess. I guess I appear to be an avid drinker. One of which he admits to doing a lot of, which might account for some of his behavior. You don't get to do that to me. You don't get to do that to me, sweet cheeks. I can admit or not to admit whatever I want. I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. And it is unseemly, in our opinion, for an attorney to be drinking whiskey or pretending to. How dare you? How dare you, Laura? How dare you? I really hate taking shots of whiskey, by the way. That was painful for me. That was painful for me. Or pretending to. As he makes fun of someone with people he does not know as he receives donations from them. Oh, thank God. If they're donations, I can just write it all off, right? Whew. Whew. That's helpful. If this is not an offense against the legal system, as well as inappropriate activity for a legal servant of the courts. Servant? Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me also submit to you, from his online Twitter account, his acknowledgement that Joshua Moon, who, by the way, he claims he does not know. I don't know Joshua Moon. I've never met him in person. I've had him on the show several times. And I like the show version of Josh. I don't know him outside of that, but I would like to. I would love to meet Joshua Moon, Laura, and I may even harbor him in my vault to keep him away from the glow-in-the-darks that are out to get him because of weirdos like you. You'll never take Joshua Moon on my watch. I will harbor that murderer feeder for the rest of my life if I have to. Let's see. Who owns Kiwi Farms, yet admits in his Twitter feed, and of course can be proven from speaking to Moon on another video, has doxed people online. No! Not the dox! Not the dox! Ah! My next line is great. Ah! Any attorney with knowledge of this activity, this activity, which means Law Twitter, I know you're watching, you boring sacks of garbage. I know you're watching, you're out there, you're watching that weirdo's Twitch stream by yourselves. You should join the fun in the chat here anyway. I don't care if you hate me. Send the hate to the chat. That's fun. Engage, be fun. You guys know about this. This is on you. Expect Laura to send you ethics complaints too, because you know about the Kiwi Farms and you should immediately turn this information to the authorities. How dare you? How dare you be stunning and unbrave enough to avoid turning in this critical information of doxing to the authorities? It goes against any written legal code and ethics. And if any finding other than what I'm saying and showing you in exhibits you feel are not enough to move forward with an ethic violation, I would like, as a civil citizen of the United States of America, a response as to why all of a sudden Mr. Rakaida is given special accommodations for his inappropriate behavior. I've got bad news for you, sweetie. It's not special. It's not special accommodations. It's the accommodations of nothing that you said is actually correct, and even if it were correct, would still not be an ethics violation. Because I have no duty to you. No duty to you. Outside of the general duties I would owe to any other person. So I'm sorry that you were doxxed for being a freaking weirdo, pseudo-stalker, harasser of people who even breathe your name. I'm sorry that happened to you. I had nothing to do with it. I don't care that it happened to you? Because you seem crazy. Have you been called crazy today? You seem crazy. But I don't care that it happened to you, but I'm sorry that it did. All right? Sorry that you have led you to this. But you have led you to this. So, with that said, even if I had doxed you personally, outside of you giving me that information in confidence to hold under some sort of ethical responsibility in like an attorney-client privilege capacity or a journalistic shield type capacity, outside of that, and you've never spoken to me, you went straight to my manager. You went straight to my manager. I can only imagine what your haircut and waist size is. But you went straight to the manager on this one, and you didn't ask me not to do any of this. You didn't try to even email me. I would have ignored you, to be fair. Or I would have sent something back laughing at you, because you're apparently a nut. But you didn't come to me. You went to my manager. And they're a pretty lax manager as long as I'm not representing anyone in your case, because I still have a hashtag First Amendment, lady. And I can talk about you. I can. But the best part is I didn't until you went to the Lawyer's Professional Responsibility Board, because I had someone on my show. That's why you went there, and that's weird. And you're dragging your ugly face and your weirdo daughter into all of this, and you don't need to. You don't need to. No one cares. No one cares about you or her. So, all right. But yes, special accommodations. Great. Anybody who represents the United States of America in the legal system is, to my knowledge, supposed to adhere to a code of conduct. Yes. But I don't represent the United States of America in the legal system. You calling me a jackbooted statist thug? What do you think I am? What do you think I am? This is freedom, baby. I represent people against the state. Power to the people. I certainly don't represent the United States of America in the legal system, but I am bound by a code of conduct. It's just, unfortunately, my behavior in regards to you does not fall anywhere under that code of conduct. And if it did, it certainly doesn't violate it. He is not special. Rude. He is violating, in our opinion, focus on in your opinion, many rules and regulations. Citation needed, ho. All right, let's check a couple of these the grift fuel. Brian Dewig says, if by begging you mean the mere existence of the YouTube app allowing donations, then I suppose it is begging. Rather, shut up and take my money. Well, thank you, sir. I will gladly take any of your money, but I try really hard not to ask for it ever. If you guys like it, you'll give me money. If you don't like it, you won't. Or even, it doesn't even have to do with like and dislike. If you are able to give me money and it's within your pleasure, you do. And if it's not within your pleasure, you don't. And I do the content either way. I love doing this show. So, and I did it for less money before, and I will do it for more or less money later. It's fine. This is the best job on earth. Why would I stop doing it? Gothic says, for the alcohol fund. Cheers, brother. Hose mad like ANN, Funimation, and West Nile Coon. Nova Zero says, confirmed. Nick's barely legal. He also drinks. Drinking minority. Cancel quickly. Bad Rick Ada. Bad. No. Tolus Cat says, here, grifter. Fuel for the shot fund. All right. Now listen to how the tone of this letter changes. This is interesting. Laura, now, this letter is worded as if it's written to me, but it's written to the Minnesota Lawyers Professional Responsibility Board. And Laura's trying to muscle up on them. She's pulling out the moose knuckles and the camel toes and all of these things, and she's really trying to lay into how derelict they are being, and listen to how she tries to take control of the situation, because this has probably worked in her weird little world that she exists in. This has probably worked in other ways where she has forced other people, and by forced I mean she's persuaded other people with veiled threats to platform her daughter or something like that. I don't know. His admissions and actions online are appalling. And let's face it, the proof in front of you does not lie. Oh, there you go. He is helping a group of people to attack an 18-year-old girl for no reason. Who's attacking her? I didn't even know she existed. And when I found out she existed, all I wanted on earth was eye and brain bleach to forget that I ever saw her face. Ever. That's it. I will personally fund the DARPA project for the Men in Black thing to erase memories of your daughter from everyone else. Everybody on Earth. It'll be just a giant one that will launch into space, target down on the Earth, and just zap everybody's memory of her immediately. I would love to do that. It would be a favor to the world. And I mean no disrespect to your daughter. But if anybody who ever sees her is immediately accosted by you, then everybody should be saved from that. Additionally, thanks to his helping of this hate mongering, as well as his affiliation with Joshua Moon has wrought. Okay, wait. Let me reread that sentence. Additionally, thanks to his helping of this hate mongering, as well as his affiliation with Joshua Moon has wrought, he has now created an additional violent environment for my client. Guys, what are you doing? How dare you be violent to this person? How dare you be violent? I cannot believe you are out there violencing persons. What is happening? What violence is occurring? His flagrant disobedience of upholding a moral code, your moral code, is a slap in the face to the legal system. Taking his hat out to collect donations is also an offense to the legal system. You're right. You're right. Lawyers never hold their hat out and ask to get paid. Never on earth. Lady, my stunning inability to ask people to pay me is probably the most offensive part of the legal profession. My proclivity for doing discount and pro bono work, my refusal to demand money from anybody for anything is to my detriment and is also an affront to the legal system. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, guys. Listen to this. You are told in law school, or at least in mine, and you are told in your ethical responsibility class that the act of discounting your services for the wrong people might be seen as discriminatory towards the person you didn't discount your services to. The implication, of course, is to never discount your services. Now, of course, pro bono work is just fine, but literally discounting for the purposes of people affording it might be looked at as suspicious. What special dispensation does this person deserve that they don't have to pay the full amount? This is what is taught to lawyers, to always charge the full amount at all times. Now, of course, many lawyers understand that they're never getting the full amount, and they negotiate settlements all the time on outstanding balances because lawyers are people. Sometimes, at the end of the day, they realize that they cannot actually sue every one of their clients that doesn't pay. That's bad for business. It's also bad for your work hours and all that stuff because there's going to be a bunch of clients that don't pay. But they're actually taught to caution themselves against discounting services. So Yeah, there you go. So you're right. You're right. My method of holding my hat out to people is definitely an affront to the legal profession. Absolutely. Where are we? We anticipate a speedy response back. Oh, do you? We have had enough of Nicholas Robert Rekieta, Esquire. I don't go by Esquire. I'm not pretentious. I'm really not. Just a guy. Just a guy in his basement. I wish it was my mom's basement, but they live too far away. Just a guy in my own basement. Talking to the world. That's it. That's it. Nicholas Robert Rekieta, Esquire's brand of harassment, unbefitting an attorney in the United States of America. No, it's... We rebuke anyone who would hurt, abuse, make fun of, attack in the capacity that he was blessed to be able to be in another person, especially a defenseless young woman of 18 years old. Sweetie, she has the most crazy, insane helicopter in the world defending her. No Apache could defend her as much as the helicopter that is. The helicopter of insanity that is defending Lily Truman is stronger than any missile, any drone strike, anything else. I don't know why you're saying she's defenseless. She has the defense grid of a mama bear on LSD. It is sad connotation on the legal system. Again, don't. I know if you read law Twitter and stuff, all you see are pretentious pricks. But a lot of us lawyers don't want you to try and like match our lexicon. It's a sad commentary, not connotation. Connotation is the wrong word here. On the legal system, if this is allowed to be not set right. God, oh. As a lawyer and in English, I am deeply hurt and offended. And why no bully? Please no bully. Please see all attachments. They are relevant to what we are pointing out is wrong with your original assessment. We would encourage you to let Mr. Rekieta know something even a layman would know, that especially since a young woman was targeted. What makes her special as a adult woman being targeted versus literally anyone else on Earth? He should not be putting her real full name unredacted on YouTube, since she has been physically threatened, and we have contacted not only the NYPD, not my jurisdiction, the FBI, but also Homeland Security. You just sealed the crazy in a package and wrapped it with a bow. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Tolascat says, here... Oh, wait, no, I read that one. Austin Heartless says, if you get a G Fuel sponsorship, request your own custom flavor called Grift Fuel. G Fuel? I will try your disgusting drink. I actually don't know if it's disgusting. I'm assuming it is because I hate energy drinks. I'll try your disgusting drink if you send me a can that says Grift Fuel, and I will grift the living hell out of it. Make it sweet tea flavored, buddy, and we are golden. I'll probably like it. Melidius says she is just jealous that people aren't making characters in books based on her. Need to get back to writing. Yeah, Melidius. Are you the guy who's doing the comic book with like me and Tug and Yellow Flash in it? That thing is awesome. Send me a link so I can grift it for you when you do a GoFundMe or whatever. Indiegogo. All right. Don't take shots of wild turkey. It's just not good for you. I've determined that based on recent experience. Tugger says the triumphant return of the Homeland Security meme. All right, back to that Homeland Security line. We encourage you, listen, they're telling the Professional Responsibility Board, a group of lawyers in a state where they're not. They're in New York. Telling a group of lawyers 1,000 miles away how they should act. Weird flex. We encourage you to also let Mr. Rekieta know that sharing our last name, Truman, Lily Truman and Laura Truman, such as the phone number that is on the top of this letter for your personal usage only, but he will see, will be seen as an aggressive act on his behalf as he has, comma, created a large problem for our client physically as well as mentally and logistically for our family personally as well as our business physically. That is, dude, stop the adverb abuse. Shut it down. Shut the adverb abuse down. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you abuse these adverbs? Absolutely disgusting. Completely haram. Oh my goodness. We have downloaded the video. As we anticipate, YouTube will be asking Mr. Rekieta to either edit the video or simply take it down. No! No! Of course they didn't ask me to edit the video or take it down, because I just appealed it and said, hoes mad, these bitches be crazy. They be cray-cray. What are you thinking YouTube is going to do? Have you ever watched anything on YouTube? Of course not. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can do. Laura, I'm going to give you personal, professional, legal, whatever advice you want. Stripper advice, I don't care. I'll give you all the advice in the world. Stop barking up the YouTube tree. You need to contact the proper defendant of the whammon, and that is Mike the Super Cuck Dunford. Contact Mike Dunford. He will probably champion you with a 50-tweet thread on Twitter, and he will talk about all the wrongs of the Rekieta law. He'll spell it wrong just because he really wants to be important. He'll do that. He'll spell it wrong just for you. Contact Mike. YouTube isn't going to help you. YouTube doesn't care. They're a faceless corporation of monsters and degenerates who have allowed like soft child pornography on their channel for years. Only when called out by freaking Disney did they do anything to combat it. And notice, YouTube didn't promise to take down the content. They just disabled the comments. That's how gross YouTube is. You think YouTube cares that a legal age woman is in distress? YouTube is only interested if you're underage because they want to show your bra and panty videos. Oh my God, you're barking up the wrong tree. You got to go straight for Cuck Supremus. Mike Dunford, you got to ask him to defend you. Please hire Mike Dunford. He will listen. He doesn't practice. He doesn't want to be involved in practice. That's messy. He just wants to teach kids how to not practice. Like a proper professor who can't do, he will only teach. He wants to do that. So Mike will go ahead and send a multi-threaded tweet that will be viewed by tens of people, talking about how evil I am and how mean and misogynistic I am. That's your best bet. Also send him a hand knit sweater. That'll do good for you. He can sweat through it. He can stretch it out no matter what size. Don't worry, sweetie. It'll be okay. Just hand knit a sweater for Mike and send that to him. That is your best bet. That's how you work this out. Okay. Additionally, thanks to his helping of this hate mongering, to all hate mongering out there, I am offering the helping to you, as well as his affiliation with Joshua Moon has wrought. Oh wait, I read that one. Sorry. I went way back. That's the liquor. See what you did to me? You, Laura, you trollop, you have forced me to drink, and now I have lost my spot. Here we go. We have downloaded the video, and as we anticipate, YouTube will be asking Mr. Rekieta to either edit the video or they simply take it down. No, they notified me. I sent a response, and it was completely ignored. A poignant part of the video at the 1 hour mark is when he starts talking about our client, and I quote, not word for word. He indicates that Joshua Moon is not a murderer. He caused 3 deaths. He did not kill them. This is a very telling line. I didn't read that paragraph. Laura, listen. Just because you cause the deaths of people doesn't mean you murdered them. Dun, dun. Joshua Moon, how dare you strongly not murder those people? How dare you? Personally, I am calling him to task. That little Ukrainian-bound weasel has avoided this show ever since not murdering 3 people. And I'm calling you out, Josh Moon. I want to have you on for another show where you definitely don't murder a 4th person. Listen. You don't murder people if you set up a trap shotgun and they murder themselves. That's not legal advice. That's a joke. Oh my God. We will await your response back to our appeal before processing accordingly. And then this is signed, very truly yours, Laura Truman, Genia's Management Incorporated. Look at this list of CCs. Diamond Earl Truman. His name is Diamond Earl. Matthew Montgomery, Eric D. Churches, Esquire, Judy Lee Lynn, Esquire, and Lillian Jean Truman. She sent this letter, she CC'd this letter to her own daughter, who I assume she has locked up in a GIMP chest, like in Pulp Fiction, because this mom be so crazy. I can't imagine what poor who's really in danger here. From whom? Is Lily in danger from me? Someone who doesn't know or care that Lily exists? Or is Lily in danger from the mom who would literally CC her own daughter? As if she wouldn't just show her and laugh. What is happening here? Is Lily free? Lily, blink twice. I know in your pictures it kind of looks like you're blinking all the time, like in a perpetual half blink. I don't know if there's chromosomes missing or added. I'm not sure. But blink twice if you're being detained by your mom. If you need help. I have rescued a woman from crazy parents before. I will do it again. I will drive to New York. I'll drive to New York and personally rescue you if you are in danger. Please reach out to me. You're 18 now. You're free, Lily. You're free. This woman seems insane. We've got Tanker Icky says, don't give her the time of day, Nick. Both Lily and her mother have a history on the farms. She's just using you for attention. She can have all the attention. I don't care. Felipe Mouve says, this is for Mr. Ricada. Ricada, not for you, Nick. Oh, dang it. Please send it to him. I like Ricada, not you. I'm sure he is hiding from the mighty Trumans. I will send Nick Ricada. I will send him personally a bottle of whiskey next time I see him. They're going to say you threatened to kidnap her. Oh, no. Joking aside, did you really save someone from their nutty parents? I did. Absolutely. Okay. So here's the, I'm not going to go through this letter. I'm not going to read through this one. This is the initial determination that discipline is not warranted without investigation. We went through this on the other stream. You can go watch it. There's about to be a bunch of screenshots from that stream. Okay. Here we go. Do you see? This is Lily. Now this is a bad photo, and that is definitely the reason that Lily looks horrifyingly like Gollum. That is definitely the reason. It has nothing to do with her actually looking like Gollum. This photo that they posted along with public comments is definitely the reason that she looks like that. Oh, I gotta Whoops. Let's delete that. It's not that she actually looks like a horrifying monster. It's that it's the graininess of the picture. So, yeah, sleep well tonight, fam. Let's drink the tea. Okay, so this is a screenshot, and it says usage of photos watermarked. I don't know if this photo is actually watermarked. Let's see if we can bring it up and get another privacy complaint on YouTube. Lily Jean Truman. Got it, autofills. Okay, I'm trying to find the specific. Oh. Don't Google this, guys. Do not. Ah! I think you need to see it. Okay, I have to make sure there's no random porn on this. Hold on. I got burned by this before. Don't do me wrong, YouTube. Or, don't do. That looks like the start of one. Don't do me wrong, Google. Because if you I don't know if you guys know this, but if you Google a female name, the odds that you'll get porn in your search results are around 100%. Whoa, no. So here we go. Look at all these watermarked images. I hope she's sending cease and desist to Google or whatever for displaying them. We didn't ask for this. We didn't consent. Oh, who cares about consent anymore? The Kick Vic stands don't care, or the I Stand With Vic stands can't care about consent, right? Oh, here's that specific picture. So we got to take it down off of Google Images. Good. Oh, whoops. No, that's a link to the Kiwi Farms. Look at this. I just want to. No. Oh, I'm boomering. Can I zoom in? Here you go. Here it is. That's the same one in that picture. There isn't a watermark on this picture at all. I can't get rid of the thing. There we go. You may think that that's photoshopped, but they posted it on Instagram. Like, you might think that what they did was took a picture of someone and then like whitewashed their face or like blurred out their face and then laid over a meme. You might think that that occurred, but I don't think it actually did. I'm pretty sure that that's the actual picture that they uploaded to Photoshop or uploaded to Instagram of their own accord. So, there you go. Dustin Fritzfar says, this Truman broad is just mad because her daughter wasn't sold to Mega TV Corp and is making mega bankrolls. Yes, that was a Truman Show reference, but sadly, she isn't as funny as Jim Carrey. Texan83 says, you were too late, Nick. I already Googled her. I've never seen a more clear and obvious display of the crazy eyes, like the bright colors on Poisonous Frog shouting, stay away, I will kill you. So, I don't see a watermark on this image. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Let's see. Let's see if I can go to the original. No, that's on Kiwi Farms, right? Oh, okay. I'm going to see if I can pull up the original real quick. Oh, I'm not going to find this at all. Oh! Sorry, teeth. There we go. Here we go. Here's a more clear picture of it. I want to point out. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Yeah, you guys can see this. There isn't a watermark on this image. They're literally lying to the Professional Responsibility Board. Again, why do people do this? Why do people lie? There's no watermark on this image. Laura! Laura! Don't be a liar. There's no watermark here. It's on your Instagram. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Sorry. That was rude of you. Did I say that was rude of you? That was rude of me. It was rude of me. Sorry. That's a wild turkey. Okay. Okay, where are we? Dang it. Oh yeah, I'm here. Delete the stream now. All right, what's next? Usage of photos watermark. Now look at this one. Here, I'm gonna find this one. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is how the internet works. Okay. Let's find this one. Never trust a Tinder photo, guys. Never trust a Tinder photo. Because I'm going to say it. That photo, at least in the black and white picture, she doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Doesn't look like a creepy monster or anything like that. Where is this? Because I'm having trouble finding this particular photo. God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Hold on. I'm going to modify my Google search to make it better. Oh, I feel violent just typing that in. Why are these the... Okay. I can't find an actual copy of this picture. I know someone sent it to me a long time ago. But I don't know where it is. Wait, why is there a Vegeta picture in the Google search results here? Oh God. It's horrifying. He's an Instagram star, y'all. Here we go. I can't find that picture, so there's that one. There's that one to haunt your nightmares. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. That was rude of me. Rude of me. Okay. Front hole enthusiast says it's like looking for a watermark on the sun. You have to squint, then are forced to look away. Oh, I love finding out the delay caught up to you guys. Oh God. Let's see. Okay, let's get back to this. But again, I don't think that image has a watermark on it. I wonder if... I'm going to see if I can see if I can find it real quick. Oh, God. No, I'm not going to be able to find it that easy. I don't remember who sent me the actual picture. Whew. That's horrifying. But that photo isn't watermarked. Okay. Oh, look, there you guys are. There you guys are in the legible chat. Let's read these because these are fun. Addie White says, cursed image. The guy from that thing says, ha 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 ha. Cocky Onside says, kill it with fire. J Venom, crazy eyes. Mr. May says, she looks insane. As legit as it gets says, I was not stealed. I think these are actually a response to the previous photo. Because his photo doesn't look bad. I don't think. I mean, he's got a little bit of crazy eyes, but not bad. I think this photo is respectable. It's certainly better than her teeth photos. Let's see. Kyle Vanover says, that's a yikes from me. Michael says, help. Bulladrian says, out demon. I Hernandez, just a bunch of dots. Pendragon, I don't know what those emojis are. Embiggened, veiny cromulence, just has a weird face. And then one application of self says, you want to know how I got these mental scars? You want to know how I got these mental scars? Name prominent for every nut to attack our family. Every nut is going to attack the family. Here goes, apparently. Apparently the name is prominent. Prominent. Laura Truman and Lily Jean, Lily Jean Truman. That's the name. That's the name. I call on all nuts to not attack these weirdos. Laugh at them from a distance. Oh, this one has closed captioning. Let's see this. So this is from Miss Laura Truman and Ms. Lily Jean Truman against me. Against me. Is Laura Truman out? Like, does she have pictures? Laura Truman. Let's see. Is this her? I don't know if this is her or not. I don't want to put this lady up on screen because I don't know if this is her. I have no idea. I think it's this lady. Oh, God. I don't know. I'm not going to put that up because I don't want the wrong person up there. I would gladly show a picture of that weirdo any day of the week, but... okay. Let's move on. So see, this is what I'm talking about. You guys call me a boomer, but I'm pretty sure that this person is more of a boomer than I am. Because why the heck is this in here again? Here we go. Siren Jag. Oh, harboring him even though he's in Ukraine. That's from Redacted. They redacted that name. Siren Jag says, this AM, while I was getting sick from food during Bubba Fest, one law Twitter pork rind came for me because pedophilia is a medical diagnosis they aren't qualified to make, and I called them on it. Tansky81 says, I'm picturing Zoolanders. It's in the computer. Grendai says, Nick has a submarine. Jeepers. Shimon666 says, Ricada Law, do you think that women who fart are trans? Grendai says, explain that, Nick. And Serial Foxity says, if there are any more kills, he may have a kill streak to get some white phosphorus. I don't know why they included this, but they did. They chose this. This screenshot of images, this insane lady chose to include to the Professional Responsibility Board for something. And I think it's this. There are any more kills, he may have a kill streak to get some white phosphorus. I think that's it. But I don't know. Next, we've got this thing. Right to appeal. We'll see if this one gets appealed. The last one. I think I said like the last one. We'll see if this one gets appealed the last one. So they included this. Good face. Always a good pause on YouTube. Thank you. I don't know why this is included. Oh, look at this one. I know why this one's included. It's got me with a liquor cup near my face. Ludicrous. Of course that's ludicrous. This one says, cyberbullying of me is condoned by the director if we applied. I don't even know what I said there. Good job, YouTube. Another great pause moment. I think she's trying to show me drunk. Maybe that's the case. Tweety, just watch longer. I'll be drunk at some point, like now. Has come to their house personally Minecraft them. That means that. God, I want to know what I said there. That sounds funny. Whatever that was, that sounds funny. This one, feeder. He likes feet. He loves chewing sounds. Oh no, Josh Moon on suicide watch. Look out. Look out. Josh, no, I'm sorry. It's now an illegal document that you like chewing sounds. Sorry, Josh. I apologize. Now, they have the top chat replay over here, and the only reason I'm not going to go through it, like the partial stuff, is because it's coming. It's coming. Let's see. So this is from Ms. Laura Truman and Ms. Lily Jean Truman against. This is the same exact screenshot from before. I don't know why they have it twice. Here we go. Feeder he. Here's that top chat replay for you. YouTube and pedophiles is a lawyer. Yes. Wicked Six says Killer Jew mind powers. Killer Jew mind powers. Batgoat says 2012 at 2012 Jameson. Good, my bro. You. Alex Bryn says Nick. Ricada Law, where's your harbor? Cremoni says Nick is attorney. Ian Canant says, ooh, baby, a triple. Patrick Law says, try null for war crimes. Thevia says, Ukraine is on Nick's house, confirmed. Dark Mage says, bring out your dead. Sven Sorensen says, we all know you're harboring him, even though he's in Ukraine. And we read this one from, Siren Jag before. So there you go. That's where that starts off. Next, we've got me saying, very weird, very weird. So this is exceedingly boring. So people, it was exceedingly boring. It was just the boilerplate legalese attached to the end of the letter. Why would we read that? Next, we've got making fun of a petition site that wants all of Moon's sites taken down. All right, we got to look at this, guys. I'm going to pull this up just for you. Change.org has a petition site. We would never want to make fun of Change.org and their idiocy. There we go. And here's the petition, guys. Just so you know, oh, look at it. It kicked up to 1,100 live. 1,102. Today, Yahel is counting on you. Yahel Eisenberg needs your help with people are committing suicide. Eisenberg. Shut down cyberbullying sites. lolcalfarm.farm, kiwifarms.net, and others. Join Yahel and 1,108 supporters today. No, I don't want to sign that. Okay, let's take a look. 1,109. You want to kick down the Kiwi Farms? Here it is. Take them down. Shut them down. This petition will do it. Okay, sorry. I'm getting too excited. I think finally we have a chance to take down the Kiwi Farms. Let me pull it back. People are committing suicide. Shut down cyberbullying sites lolcow.farm and kiwifarms.net. 3 women committed suicide. Help us stop cyberbully websites. Kiwi Farms, lolcow, Guru Gossip, and Pull. That's pretty ugly, little liars. Yahel Eisenberg started this petition to United States Supreme Court and 9 others. They're petitioning the Supreme Court. There you go. That's how you get a case in front of the Supreme Court, is you petition them. Imagine a world where trolls make fun of people with physical and mental disabilities. Minorities and autistic people. Imagine now that these very people are stalked, harassed, and slandered until they commit suicide. This is already happening. And what's worse, these anonymous criminals often gloat about trying to drive their targets to suicide with harassment. This is a movie trailer, right? Imagine a world where trolls make fun of people with physical and mental disabilities, minorities, and autistic people. Imagine now that those very people are stalked, harassed, and slandered until they commit seppuku. Please help us closing down cyberbully websites and persecute their owners. Importantly, not prosecute. They literally want to persecute them. On June 29th, 2016, 19-year-old Julie Terry Berry was found dead after hanging herself at her home in Ontario, Canada. Following her death, many speculated that the Kiwi Farms documentation of her online life may have contributed to her suicide. Read their joy to learn of Julie's death. You can follow this link right now to read the Kiwi Farms joy. On July 19th, New York Mag Select All published an article titled Kiwi Farms, the web's biggest community of stalkers, which accused the Kiwi Farms community of choosing targets out of a disdain for the mentally ill. Internet harassment doesn't just stay on the internet anymore. lolcow.farm plus kiwifarms.net plus gurugossiper.com plus prettyuglylittleliar.net are websites where anonymous criminals can upload screenshots of anyone's social media to make fun of them. Get my salts. I'm feeling faint. Get my salts. They have recently been targeting social media support groups for people with chronic or terminal illnesses, accusing members of faking their illness, being overdramatic, or attention-seeking. Disney is currently advertising on Google and Bing, companies that are offering their services to Kiwi Farms and other terrorist, harassing, stalking, bullying websites. Confirmed Kiwi Farm victims. Confirmed victims of Kiwi Farms. Julie Terry Berry, 19, woman. Redacted, attempted suicide, woman. Chloe Segal, 31, woman. Attempted suicide. A victim is someone who attempted to victim. I am asking you all to join us in being a voice for those we have lost at the hands of bullying. Something must be done and the time is now. If you feel cyberbullying needs to be punishable by law, then please sign this petition, promote it, and pass it along. If you know someone in crisis, here's a bunch of phone numbers. Here they are. Who are the owners of these bullying websites? Kiwi Farms, Joshua Connor Moon. Guru Gossiper, Morgan Stephenson Runyon. And Jamie Runyon, Jamie Potter. Pretty Ugly Little Liar, under investigation. Lolcow, also under investigation. Please support this petition. Change.org allows you to promote this petition. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the updates. Kiwi Farms on Google and Microsoft search. Kiwi Farms hosts Christchurch terror video. These sites must take responsibility from their actions. For Julie, heart from Brooke Lockey. There you go. That's it. That's that. Oh, God, that's horrible. Sorry. All right, I wanted to show you guys a petition in case you want to shut down these monsters. You go to the petition and shut them down. Next. He is riding on my kid. Just Google Lily Jean Localis. I don't know what this means. Top chat replay. Oh, now we find out what matters. Killer Jew mind powers. Circled. How dare you, Wicked Six? How dare you? I remember this moment. Guys. I apologize. Pick, oh my God. What is that? This was the moment I first saw Lily Truman. This was the moment I recognize. Look at my face. See this? This is the face of a man witnessing terror in real time. It's right there. The deaths of 3 people, That means, of course, they're trying to murder her if you're giving Josh. I don't know what this screenshot is. Fun of her. Oh my God, making fun of her. That means, of course, I think that's this one. That means, of course, they're trying to murder her if you're giving Josh something. I don't know. It doesn't really continue. Here's a repeat again. Excuse me. And then here's a repeat again, but this time they circled it and says, he has another video interview. Moon. He has another interview. Another video interview. Moon. Deaths of 3 people, another repeat. Very poorly put together. Pick, oh my God, what is that? And this, again, reminder, I didn't duplicate any of these scanned images. These are all them. They're all them. So again, he is writing on my kid. Just Google Lily Jean Localis. There you go. Change.org. Please help us shut down cyberbullying sites locale. Very weird. Very weird. So this is exceedingly boring. So these are all repeats. There's a repeat. Again. Another repeat. Feeder he. Another repeat. Feeder. He likes feet. He loves chewing sounds. There you go. And then has come to their house personally Minecraft them. That means that cyberbullying of me is condoned by the director if we applied. If we applied. Ludicrous, of course, that's ludicrous. Look at these repeats. Right to appeal. We'll see if this one gets appealed, the last one. And then this thing again. Fun of her. Oh my God, making fun of her. That means, of course, that's repeated again. Okay, finally. Dear Miss Truman and Miss Truman, your appeal to the director's disposition in the matter above matter has been received and is being referred to designated board member Thomas Evenson. The respondent attorney has been provided a copy of your appeal letter. I have. The board member will notify you directly in writing of the final decision concerning your appeal. Very truly yours, Kashini. That's it. That's it for the letter. What is that? Texan, what are you doing? Hold on. Let's see here. Oh God. Why? Why are you doing this? Don't send me this. Oh my goodness. That is horrible. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Crumbrion and Texan 83, that was mean. That was way meaner than anything. Texan 83 says, Nick, I finally remembered what she reminds me of. Check your DMs from me. I'm sending it right after this, and feel free to pull it up so I can be mentioned in her next BS letter. Lol, I feel left out of the chat screens. Okay, so you want me to pull up your thing specifically. Here we go. There it is. Oh, wait. You can't see that yet. 1 second. This is from the Texan 83. Texan 83 sent me this. Cursed image. Very, very rude. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Sorry. I gotta turn it off. Oh God, that's horrifying. Okay. Now listen, guys. I have a problem. You may know the problem. You may know this problem. I need to go to the restroom. I will be back in 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm going to play the outro just while I'm gone. We will not play the whole song. Just so there's an interlude for Chair Kun to talk over. This is not the actual outro. Do not leave. We have a whole nother segment left. I'll be right back. I just have to pee.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just stress helps get his noggin jogging along with his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight. We'll hear some lawsplaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag, a bow, more a love rug. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all planet folks from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing our sin's career.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that was minute 30 or something. Let me stop this. Okay. I apologize for doing that to you. Thank you, Chaircoon, for hosting the stream. But I think the quick influx of wild turkey has ruined me. Okay. Let's what are we doing next? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna eat one of these chips. I don't like to eat on stream, but I'm hungry and the whiskey. My inhibitions are gone. Someone needs to put that song on Spotify. It might be. It's on SoundCloud. I think Spotify pulls from SoundCloud. Okay. We've got one more segment. And I've had a little bit of whiskey. A little bit of like 51 proof or 51% alcohol whiskey. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. I hope you guys are ready. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I did it wrong. There's one. Oh yeah, you can see it. Perfect. Perfect. Felipe Move says, Nick, it's 1 a.m. and you are showing horror pictures. I won't be able to sleep with the lights off today. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, Felipe. I really am. Ali Radicali, let me talk about that. That burping in the bathtub stream. I'm going to tell you something very interesting that I learned that day. That's the day. So you guys may know that I have narcolepsy, right? Narcolepsy is a beautiful thing. It means you have extreme daytime fatigue. Now, the meme version of narcolepsy is you fall asleep all the time. It's not actually how narcolepsy works out. This means daytime fatigue. Your body thinks you're tired when you're awake, and when you're tired, your body thinks you're awake. Yes, that's correct. So your sleep schedule, you have to learn that when you feel super energized and awake, that you're probably actually very tired. You have to learn that when you feel very tired, you're probably actually, your body's at its normal rested feeling. It's very weird and disorienting. And you don't really get used to it. But that's narcolepsy in a nutshell. Now, one of the medications for narcolepsy is something called Provigil. Provigil is something that utilizes the liver function in the processing of the medication. Now, if the Provigil is utilizing the liver, You know what's not getting utilized, or what is not utilizing the liver, and that's alcohol production or alcohol processing in the body. So the alcohol very quickly, when you're on Provigil, hits your body, stays in your bloodstream for an extended period of time, and you get drunk really, really fast. So you want to know what burping in the bathtub was? It was making fun of Maddox, plus Provigil, plus liquor at a charity event. So, and it wasn't even much liquor. It was just a couple whiskeys, but whew. I don't think you should do that. That was before I knew what Provigil's mix with alcohol did, and it was a very, very interesting day. So that's great. All right, let's talk about this beautiful butterflies tweets. So again, remember that, and I don't care, okay? This is important part of this. I don't care what these people say about me. I really don't mind. All right? Let's get that out of there. This is not me being mad. I don't care. They've been saying it for months. It doesn't affect me. But they call me a clout chaser. All right? Look at how this absurd tweet is worded. This is a person who suggests that I chase clout. This is a person who suggests that I do this for clicks, that I do whatever I do for attention, okay? American Bar Association tweets something. Mike Dumford retweets it, and listen to his language here. So, as one of the law Twitter people who has been involved in this since June, here's the serious question I have for the rest of the legal profession. How many more of these are there that we don't know about? Now, look at it. Immediately begging for the attention. Listen, I've been in here since June. Okay, Mike. Okay. Why is Mike doing this? It's written literally all over his tweet. I mean, if the projection of these people weren't enough, Mike is literally stating it outright. Listen, please pay attention to me. I need you. I need you to recognize my contribution. Please, American Bar Association. I need it. Where is Todd? No, Todd didn't want to come on the show. Sorry, Loomis Taylor. Todd didn't want to come on the show because he's afraid of being targeted. And he should be. Now, here's what Mike does. Mike makes a thread that people care about less and less as it goes on, because he still hasn't figured out how to do Twitter. So how many more of these are there that we don't know about? Mike Dunford. The initial @TyBeard cease and desist that started the whole adventure into this was kind of funny. So was the response of the troll army, most of which appears to trace back to Nick Rekieta's efforts to obfuscate the law. The law. As if such a professor Mike is, right? As if the law is a settled thing with no possibility of varying opinions. The law is just the thing. But I don't think that any of that is why we stayed. Oh, no. No. Remember, very quickly, us making fun of people literally cannot be the narrative for why July, August, September, 4 months later, they're still harping on this. They're still attacking Ty and his firm. They still attack me. They literally call Vic a pedophile constantly, absent any evidence of that actually happening, absent any credible accusations. These people are literally harassing Vic and defaming Vic. Like, again, I'm on YouTube. I'm commenting on things. You want to make fun of me? Go ahead. I don't care. That's part of the game. But they're They're actually harassing and bothering Vic and calling him a pedophile and actively trying to get him removed from conventions, actively trying to interfere with his work, and actively defaming him. They're doing this, including Mike. They're doing this. Why? It's certainly not because they're just hanging around bullying things, because that would defeat their entire narrative, right? It's got to be about justice and righteousness. But really, here's the dark secret about Law Twitter, and it's not hard to see. Just use the hashtag. Law Twitter it's a group of people who who sit there and masturbate to their own bullying. Constantly. Now, the difference is they're bullying lawyers. They're taking people who have taken a position for a client, and they're masturbatorily attacking that position, despite all of the factors that could go into representing a client. Like, for example, the client's insistence that you do what they say because they're paying you. Despite any and all of that, they're ignoring the professional obligations of a lawyer to zealously advocate for clients. And I'm not talking about Vic. I'm talking about all over the place. Law Twitter ignores the professional obligation of attorneys on a daily basis for the sole purpose of dunking, as they will self-admit, dunking, which is actually bullying attorneys for representing their clients zealously. Like, let's not pretend anything other than what they are. Anything other. Now, I, of course, am happy to be the bully. I've been a bully my whole life. I'll bully you until you Minecraft yourself, and then I'll bully your dead body. I don't care. Bully, bully, bully. Whatever it is, right? All of the bullying, I'll take all of it. That is my yoke to bear. I will bully the bullies. I will bully the non-bullies. I'll bully the weak. I'll bully the strong. I'll bully everybody. The biggest bully. Screw you. I'm bullying you. I'm bullying your bullying. I don't care. It doesn't matter. These people, however, are lying to themselves about being bullies. That is a very big distinction. These pathetic sacks of garbage pretend they are righteous for their pathetic consciences. For their consciences, they must not be bullies, while overtly bullying on a daily basis. This is how they do it. Mike Dunford doesn't practice. Mike Dunford hasn't finished his PhD. Mike Dunford is not an authority by the admission of his own Twitter tag, Quest Authority. He's searching, trying to achieve authority. How fucking embarrassing is that? Mike Dunford is not there yet, and he knows it. Because when practitioners in copyright law show up, Mike's nuts shrivel up into his throat and proceed out of his chin like normal. That's pretty obvious. He knows. But what is Law Twitter? It is an echo chamber of bullying, and it always has been. That you guys are being exposed to it now, I'm sorry. But Law Twitter is an echo chamber of bullying. And a self-clapping, congratulatory, masturbatory circle. They are. Go look. Like, don't take my word for it. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Just go look. Go look at what they do. But they cannot admit to themselves what they are. And that is embarrassingly apparent. That's not why we stayed. We didn't stay because we like to sit and dump on other people while they're practicing. That would be uncomfortable. The vast majority of Law Twitter knew who Marky Mark or Realisms or Rontoye was before June. Now, this is, of course, a typo. Didn't know who is what he means. They didn't know who, but he says they knew who they were. Few of us knew who Funimation was. And he's speaking for a group that is broad, and by the way, lawyers are very nerdy. Them pretending they don't know what anime is. That's cute, but okay. But it became clear very quickly that an attorney was using bad legal information to influence public opinion. Yes, Nick Ricada, that's you. Okay, Mike, sure. That's what I was doing. Because that's what I must have been doing to justify your behavior, right? Right? I have to have been providing bad information. Because if I wasn't providing bad legal information, if I wasn't pointing out that someone being canceled over false allegations is an affront to justice, if I wasn't doing that, then you would be the bad guy, wouldn't you? All right. So some of us stayed. Some of you stayed. Now, a lot of law Twitter likes to dunk and be bullies. Most of them move on because they realize what they're doing and they realize what happens when they do stay. Some of us stayed, right? Why did some of you stay? And why is it the lot that all has the same thing in their bios? All has the same pattern in their discussions? Why did some of you stay? It's a pretty obvious reason. Not a law Twitter thing, is it, Mike? Is it? It's a bring the snack trays to my wife's boyfriend thing, isn't it? To try and at least balance the BS that was being spread. Why do you care? It turns out that this takes time and effort. No, it turns out you're not very good at it. There's a big difference. It took me no time to balance the BS that was being spread by telling Vic's actual fans that the people against him were actually lying and that lie is actionable, even in Texas. And oh, it still is, and this court case isn't over, and you know that, don't you? Well, you probably don't, because you're kind of dumb. This court case isn't over by any stretch. And these are actionable claims. A man has suffered damage for lies. That is defamation. It's been a cause of action much longer than any slap has existed, and certainly much longer than law Twitter has existed. And you know that. But it's taking you time and effort because you're not good at any of this. You're not good at much of anything, are you, Mike? I feel like this is, or at least should be, part of being a lawyer. Yeah, that's what it is. That's part of being a lawyer. What's funny, Mike, is an objective person would look at this situation, go, okay, lawyers disagree on law and are advocating in favor of a position. So what you're saying about this should be being part of a lawyer would literally apply to me linearly. Like it must, by necessity. The fact that you take a contrary position isn't a special privilege. It's a contrary position. So if you advocating against the BS, then a different perspective that says that what you're advocating is the BS would necessarily bring equality between our 2 points. You don't understand this because, again, you're myopic. I'm using myopia and myopic a lot, but it's relevant to this discussion. I'm sorry to be the person who informs you of this, but that's how it is, Mike. But I also wonder, how many cases are there that we know nothing about? Oh, that list is huge, Mike. The cases that you know nothing about are huge. Many lawyers recognize that that's true. The fact that you and Law Twitter have only thought about it now is frankly an embarrassing indictment of who you are. Who you are. How many cases where people are being bullied by lawyers but don't know enough to defend themselves? All of these people, let's be very clear, Mike. All of the people in this case were represented by more competent counsel than you long before you showed up. 2 whole months before you showed up. Oh, and by the way, their competent counsel either must be incompetent by your definition or disagrees with you on several points because they don't raise the issues that you raise. So that's kind of sad. But you're acting like the people who hired competent counsel in the jurisdiction who are representing them actively didn't know how to defend themselves. How do they? They didn't know how to defend themselves. Mike, you're kind of going a little too far right now. Calm yourself. You didn't do anything for these people. How many people are targeted with defamation claims by disingenuous bad faith actors? Is the bad faith actor the guy who was lied about, removed from several jobs, and had his contracts openly interfered with through lies in both text messages and phone calls? Is he the bad faith actor in this situation, Mike? And if he is, your view on justice is weird, buddy. Very weird. How many people are targeted with, oh yeah, hiding behind their law licenses, who don't know there are places they can turn? Well, if this case is if this is a case study, literally zero. All of them hired more competent counsel than you. All of them. Even the resident con slut Lemoyne has hired more competent counsel than you. Or is more competent counsel than you. Volney, Sam Johnson, all of them hired better lawyers than Mike Dunford. Who did you save, Mike? And the fact that you've narrated this hero tale for yourself is a little bit unnerving to me. You think you did something for the defendants, who are all represented by competent counsel, before you existed to the world. This is weird. We spotted this one. Did you? You spotted this one, Mike? How did you spot it? You were literally brought in. Law Twitter was included into this case by parties interested in the case. You didn't spot anything, you would have missed it. But for someone involving specific people with intention, you would have missed it. You didn't spot this one. That's like taking a horse by the reins, dragging it, choking it the entire way to a trough of water, and the horse saying, I made this, I found this, I urinated in this trough and am now drinking it. That's what Mike is doing here. God. Thanks in no small part to Nick's efforts. My efforts didn't bring you in, you disingenuous liar. I'm pretty sure it was Jamie McGonigal who brought in T. Greg, right? Or Shannon McCormick. I can't remember which one it was. It's either Jamie or Shannon McCormick who tagged a bunch of lawyers and got their attention, sending them the documents and begging them to comment. Wasn't no part on my end. Don't give me credit I didn't earn. How many have we missed? Literally fucking all of them. You're an embarrassing, incompetent pile of trash, Mike. But also your reach isn't big. Nobody cares about Law Twitter outside of Law Twitter. You haven't understood this. You've got a couple of Klingons. You do. You do. They're Comicsgate holdovers. They're Weeb Wars holdovers. And they're so happy that someone is finally advocating their position. But if you think, how many have we missed? All of them. Because Law Twitter's motives are literally in dunking and moving on for Twitter clout. You've never done anything meritorious in your life. You haven't, and you still haven't. You've gotten ass pats from people like Pope Hat and T. Greg Doucette. That's it. That's all you've actually done, because they were represented by better counsel than all of you already. None of you have jumped on the case. None of you have done anything to help the defendants other than a feeble attempt to try and counter the social media narrative. The problem is, I'm going to give you guys some marketing advice, and I'm the worst marketing person in sales in the world. I'm terrible at it. That's how bad you are. I'm the worst, and you're somehow below me. But listen, let me help you. You guys have targeted Law Twitter for your hand jobs. You have missed the bus on targeting the relevant community. None of you appeal to the anime community. You all openly hate them. You openly hate them. You talk about how they're incels. They're in their mother's basements. They're sweaty. They're gross. They're nerds. They don't have jobs. They have nothing to do. They're degenerates. They're perverts. You guys, they're racist, they're sexist, they're all of that. That's Mike. Let me help you. I'm helping you. I know you won't take this advice. That's the embarrassing thing. You're so wrapped up in your, here's the word again, myopia, that you can't see it. The people who are buying the products from the plaintiffs and the defendants are the anime community, not law Twitter. You have targeted law Twitter because that's who you're interested in. You're grifting for your own clout in your own community. And that is where you fail. You misunderstand the basics, the very basics of marketing, which is know your audience. Mike, you guys think you have helped Jamie Markey, Monica Rial, Ron Toye because you have gotten other lawyers interested in this case. Lawyers who don't watch anime, who don't buy their products, who don't go to conventions, who don't stand in lines, and who don't pay for their autographs. You have done nothing for them. Not a single thing. The fact that you don't see it, that is an affront to the advocacy requirement of our ethical obligations. That is an affront to the ethical obligation of lawyers to be zealous advocates for their clients. I know they're not your clients. You're treating them like they are. You're treating them like they're your clients, and you're not advocating for them in a place where it's relevant. Because you're so fucking bad at everything you do that you need to be a professor and pray to God for tenure. Because you couldn't make it anywhere on earth. And you know it. And that's a shame, Mike. That's a shame. But listen, you guys targeted the law Twitter community to try and prop up anime actresses. If only you had figured out how to talk to their fans, you may have done a better job, but you couldn't. Because neither can they. They're embarrassingly bad at their own jobs. Let's not make any bones about this. Monica Rial is telling people who pay her that she's reporting them to Homeland Security and that they're racist or sexist, or they maybe need to rethink their life perspectives, all of those things. Because they don't understand anything about this business, and neither do you. I didn't even know this business existed before February, and I've caught on faster, which is a shame to all of you. Mike Dunford says, that's the part of all of this that keeps me up at nights. Oh no. You're losing sleep over your incompetence? How much haven't we seen because it's escaped our view for whatever reason? For whatever reason, you're the most self-absorbed group of people on the fucking planet, Mike. You're awful. You're awful, and you project that awfulness onto other people because you're so looking in on yourselves that you couldn't see what was going on enough to help, to, like, even being sympathetic to you, to even help two women in distress. You couldn't do it. You're so focused on yourself. Keeps you up at night? It should. How much haven't we seen? You haven't seen any of it. And the one that you did see, you're dead wrong on. That's even worse. You're dead wrong on this case. What say you, ABA Esquire? Please, give me those Bar Association cummies. Please. How much responsibility do we bear as a profession? No, don't wrap other lawyers into this, Mike. This is you and your tiny community. Tiny community. Your subset of the law Twitter community, that's who this is on. Not anybody else, because other lawyers comment and see this stuff all the time. Is this a novelty / humor story, or should this be something more? I think his thread is done. Let's check. Oh. He responds to other people, but that's all of his main point. That's all we're going to go through. This is the embarrassment that is these people. Absolutely shameful of them. Absolutely not self-aware. Projecting constantly onto others. Hanging out in a bubble. And pretending, most importantly, that they saved a single person from anything. Oh, thank God Mike Dunford can finally sleep at night. Because he saved Jamie Markey and Monica Rial by showing up 2 months after they had hired attorneys and making comments that are irrelevant to the case and don't help them in the slightest. Good job, Mike. Good job. Your students have a bright future ahead of them in spite of you. Tucker says, that's a fascinating claim. We don't have jobs. If I don't have a job, I have no idea how I could have spent so much money on anime. Pretty sure there's no logical link there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there you go, guys. Nicholas says, you know who works at Funimation? A phony. A big fat phony. There you go. That's what I've got for the main content tonight. I'm about to read super chats. I will do a little bit of Twitch streaming. Probably not super long tonight. Because I do need to do some other things to get ready for this long trip. Oh, talk about Monica. Oh, yes. I lied. I lied. Don't leave. Very quickly, I will talk about Monica. Very quickly. Thank you. Thank you, chat, for reminding me. Let's get this pulled up. Okay. Let's just go ahead and check this out. All right. All right. Okay, sorry for that. Let's get this pulled up for you. I'm so hungry. Sorry I'm eating these chips. It's just the closest thing in reach. I'm starving. Okay. Here we go. So this is from Reborn Exists. This is in response to my initial tweet about getting the 9x12 envelope. This has been discussed out there, and we're going to pull up these tweets. Nick got some juicy info disproving Monica's story more. Might want to cover this. Let's cover it real quick. So here is IzumiCon 2007 announces guests. IzumiCon will be held November 2nd through 4th, 2007 at the Baltimore Hotel in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. For more information, please, or Biltmore, not Baltimore, Biltmore Hotel. Please visit izumicon.org. Now let me pull up something for you. Just a moment. Let's pull up Monica's story. Oh, wow. Wait, wrong document. Here we go. Oh man, I'm gonna have to pull up the... Okay, I'll pull up this one, but this one doesn't have it. But this goes into the deposition. So this is from the deposition transcript, and I don't really want to find it there. But here we go. How do we pull this out? Here we go. Sorry. All right, it's up on stream now. Whoops. Okay. So here's Monica's story. This is from her objections and responses to the interrogatory request. So this is different. You'll notice this is different from her deposition testimony. Now, her deposition testimony was made under oath. So was this, but at a different time. See if you can spot the differences for bonus points. Here we go. Question is, identify the instance in, quote, the mid-2000s, including the name of the convention, when plaintiff grabbed you and kissed you in his hotel room as you alleged in the tweet you posted to Realisms on February 19th, 2019. Subject to and without waiving the aforementioned objections, defendant answers as follows. Plaintiff grabbed and kissed defendant without defendant's consent on Sunday, November 4th, 2007, while plaintiff and defendant were both attending IzumiCon in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. After several other guests had left Oklahoma City, Stan Dolan, one of the convention chairmen, invited plaintiff and defendant to dinner. Plaintiff requested that defendant accompany plaintiff to plaintiff's hotel room to view plaintiff's fan film called Full Metal Fantasy. Mr. Dolan stated that he would collect us both for dinner from plaintiff's hotel room. Plaintiff played the video as promised while defendant stood to watch the video. But plaintiff soon grabbed defendant by the upper arms and began aggressively kissing defendant. Defendant attempted to resist, but plaintiff physically restrained defendant and pushed defendant backward toward the bed. I just kind of went along with it and froze up. Plaintiff climbed on top of defendant and held her down as he continued to aggressively kiss defendant. Plaintiff continued in this fashion for several minutes, despite defendant's fear and shock, until Mr. Dolan knocked on plaintiff's hotel door. Plaintiff left defendant on the bed and hurriedly answered the door. Mr. Dolan inquired whether defendant was okay, clearly noticing distress. Defendant, however, was too shocked and afraid to admit what had occurred. Following dinner, plaintiff forced defendant to speak with plaintiff's longtime fiancé on the telephone, and plaintiff spoke with his fiancé as if nothing had happened. So that is the story. Now let's see what she says. Several guests and friends noticed plaintiff's behavior leading up to this incident, but other than Mr. Dolan, defendant cannot know who may have known about plaintiff's intentions. Now notice, of course, Mr. Dolan has denied all of that. He denied everything about that. I don't remember any of that. So there you go. That is a story from her interrogatory. Now, maybe we can let's see. Do I have the deposition transcripts in here? I don't think so. No, I don't have the deposition transcripts in here, and it would take me forever to find it. So let's just let's ignore that for now. Oh. All right. Now, in the deposition, she mentions someone saying a patio or balcony. I thought it was balcony. Maybe I should find the deposition. Let's find it. Nope. 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 Just a second. I don't think that's what we need. Oh, nope. It's patio in the deposition. Okay. I just wanted to be precise. The hotel doesn't have a patio or a balcony in the rooms. So, you know, good job. Good job. Oh. Here's a picture of the Biltmore Hotel in Oklahoma. Notice what appears to be lacking from the rooms, which is patios. So, or balconies. Certainly not a balcony. No patio as well. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. What do we got here? And then there's a question from Kalinka. Hold on, if I recall, Stan Dolan said there were 2 hotels and he didn't remember where Vic was staying. Notice the honesty and integrity here. So if Vic wasn't staying there, then there's still a chance the balcony hotel part of the story is still true. Stan says the very first AzumiCon was at the Biltmore Hotel. All guests were staying at the Biltmore. In 2008, AzumiCon moved to a different hotel. And she says, okay, thank you for clarification. So there we go. Stan Dolan confirming that this basically could not have happened. Well, her deposition story, right? But her other story could have happened. Her other story was fine. Her story at the, in the, whatchamacallit, in the responses to the request for interrogatories. Her interrogatory response was a doable story, but she changed it. At deposition, it's a different story. Every time she tells a story, there seems to be more details. New details. Salacious details. So, there you go. There you go. Okay, that's some Monica news. All right. Let's finish grifting. We're going to wrap up the show. I'm going to do the super chats. I'm going to do the justice chats, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Probably about 2:20 we'll be done. And then we will mosey on over to Twitch. If you have not followed me on Twitch yet, please do. Please do. I'm on a quest to pass Maddox in Twitch followers for no reason other than a joking meme of passing Maddox and being bigger on Twitch than he is, despite all of his previous internet fame. That's it. It's very petty. It's very petty, but I think it's funny. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, go ahead and do that. Come hang out in probably 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. And we'll be playing some Path of Exile for just a little bit. And yeah, that's that. Otherwise, hang out for the chat here. Hang out for the chat. Don't leave if you like reading the super chats and stuff like that. And I will be reacting to all of them and reading them and all of that stuff. So other than that, we'll see you soon. I will announce how things are going. I don't know if there's going to be a stream tomorrow, as I'll be traveling to HawaiiCon. And then while I'm at HawaiiCon, streams are going to be kind of dependent on scheduling. So I'll tell you there. All right, guys. if you're heading out, thanks for hanging out. Otherwise, let's get to it. We've got... Commissar Fuqua says, this is a message to Mark Whipple and his pathetic stream sniping. You're a massive cuck that rubbed the sacred ointment on his bum each night. Ooh. Kay says, I just can't understand how a lawyer would be blindly supportive and accepting of the Me Too movement. It demonstrates nothing but a total lack of faith in the legal system. If you have so little faith in our courts, why the hell are you a lawyer? Kay says, I really liked the Kamehacon and deposition arcs, but I'll be honest, the Chup arc effing sucks. I hope it's over soon. Nobody likes it, and I hope it doesn't kill the series. Not looking forward to the hiatus before the appeal time skip. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Mitt says, if you can hashtag believe all women, then you should also be comfortable with leaving your child with any random woman on the street. In both scenarios, you're entrusting a life with a person based solely on their genitalia. Cesario JPN says, SJWs have taken the playbook from Chairman Mao and pretty much have readapted Cultural Revolution to modern times. Soon enough, the media and people purged by this will only exist as notes and material in another country. Hellsnake says, Nick, they are retarded and need to find something else to do than abusing bar complaints. Unknown Watcher says, just saw Mark is a thought chaser on Twitch. Hellsnake says, Nick, your grifting is too strong and needs to stop begging for money. Lol, they are retarded, and like I said before, go away, mountain trolls. Felipe Mouve says, Nick, can you sue the F out of those harpies? We will pay your costs. No, I'm not going to sue them. And then he says, Felipe says, I don't like you, Nick. Stop begging for money. All the Ricadas are not good people. A few more dollars so the crazies get crazier. Felipe Mouve says, Ricada, you should create a Ricada character that is your evil twin and through comedy make some naughty comments about the crazies. Mercenary X says, sorry I didn't see you on Friday, Nick, but I'm glad to see you survived the pepper. Is that complete psychopath that's after Joshua after you now? Seriously, what is their major malfunction? It's people like this that make me afraid of going out on a date to get a date. Felipe says, Nick, on those screenshots, you look like the bad guy in that Arnold movie from the 80s, Commando. Yes! Bad Dragon Knight says, these complaints are an example of how social media policies are harmful. Simps think life is like at social media. People think they can report whatever offends them and get to that and get the person banned, at best wasting everyone's time and at worst ruining someone's life. Forever229 says, I stepped away from Twitter a while ago. It was taking away my joy as I was being wrapped up in the madness of it all. I'd advise others to do the same. Never lose your joy. Never lose your joy. That's good advice. All right, now on to the super chats. Green Bullet Prod says, so who's coming to Sean's defense? I already bet his accusation gets buried. That's what they'll do. They'll ignore it, just like the Funimation leaks, audio leaks. They'll ignore it and hope it goes away. I won't support or defend. I could really care less for a gatekeeper. I don't know that the accusations are true. I have no idea. I just find the fact that they don't give them credibility very funny. Very telling. Finfrog says, late and monetized? What? I saw an ad. Also, is Islam right about women? No. Tibby Tail McKitty says, I'm drinking high wet rye. It's spicy. Stephen Sanderson says, hope to see you at HawaiiCon, I assume. I will be there. Come see me. Come find me. I'll be at the convention pretty much the whole time, all 3 or 4 or whatever days. I'll be there. Ninja Work 111 says, rah rah Ricada smashing through the Twitter thoughts. King Temperance says, hey Nick, you ever hear of the about the Canadian case between Schneider's and an Italian group representing Prosciutto di Parma? Schneider's won, but it's an interesting case about the brand. No, I haven't heard about that. Are we kidding here? It's back. I think we're back. Okay. So I apologize. The internet is just deciding to drop. It's been doing this the past couple days. I guess I'm going to have to actually call up Charter and tell them to stop being stupid. It was great. All right, back to it. But no, I've never seen the Canadian case between Schneider's and Prosciutto de Parma. Jillian Seed says ABA lets schools like Cooley scam people, mainly first-generation minority students, out of $70,000 per year. ABA isn't the state bar and is trash. So Jillian Seed does not like the American Bar Association. Armchair Warlord says, law student here, maybe Law Twitter should join me. There you go. Tippy Tail McKitty says, Nick, are you neutral, chaotic, or lawful evil? I'm neutral evil, for sure. Wait, lawful evil? Lawful neutral? Lawful evil, I think. Ninja Work 111 says, I before E, except after C, Razy. Harbinger 345 says, Laura and Lily are god-awful, ugly human failures and should be ashamed to have even stepped outside. And now Nick's career is over. Mwahaha. Nylock 7 says, Nick, beg, you poor destitute fool. Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, so this is your 10th complaint, or does it not count? I count it as 10 because it's Laura and Lily each complaining. But I counted. Could we come back? That'd be great. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. All right. Finfrog says, take my money, Law Daddy. Oh, hi, Lily Jean. We'll see how Twitch goes tonight. This is going to be great. Toast Bill Clinton says, Laura Truman is bitch and a hoe. Ninja Work 111 says, watch them use that drunk soundbite without context. Asphyxiation says, donate money or even a manual typewriter to me for your only hope for a future. Francis E. Declan, Esquire, Nick's grandpappy. Chimera says, hey, Nick, I have a copyright question. What's the best way to reach you? Email. But I'm going to be going to HawaiiCon. I make no promises. Zorro Panda says, so is this document null and void because your name is never spelled right? No, unfortunately not. LMAO, I don't know who this Nick Rikida is. Grievous Error says, the kind of bee that calls the police on people grilling. Harbinger 345 says, insults still not illegal, you weirdos. Toast Bill Clinton says, hose mad. Kitsune Cleo says she went straight to, I want to speak to your manager. Are we sure her name isn't Karen? I am sure of nothing. Howling Warwolf says, would Joshua Moon murder Joshua Wise on behalf of CWC? I don't think so. Toast Bill Clinton says, hate mongers, grab your wild turkey and down half the bottle. We have some hoes to make mad and people to not murder. Kalinka Pavlova says, hashtag free Lily Truman. Nurmak 1 says, stuck in an accident. Thanks for the company. Hey, thanks for joining us. Sakaki Onsai says, you make me blind like Ray Charles. Hashtag WTF. Austro-Hungarian Strat says, good Lord, Nick, give us a jump scare warning next time. I'm gonna need a drink after that picture. Kalinka Pavlova says, I didn't need to sleep tonight. Thanks, Nicholas. Pro Hero All Might says, she looks like Jeff the Killer. Kalinka says, I seriously feel sorry for Lily, though. Like, yeesh. Ricing Ground 3 says, she's a real-life joker. Aww. Ishaelson says, sweet Christ, a little green, and she's literally Shrek. Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, my brain is filing a bar complaint due to the nightmare induced by those pictures. Bad Vibe says, you might talk to Lauren Elise about these two crazies. Talbot Link says, show screen cap and screen share, Nickception. Toast Bill Clinton says, that mouse noose looks hype as F, not gonna lie. A Rose says, make a shirt. Ricada spelled I before re. That's funny. I like that. 2012 Jameson says, Dumford doesn't teach law, he teaches LegalZoom. Finfrog says, here's 2 appeals of Chupp's ruling, of which are totally not going to happen, right, Law Twitter? Kalinka Pavlova says, just go look at Law Twitter. I've seen enough. BH Rodriguez says, learned about the Damon Colaba nightmare fuel. Jeez. Lady Titiana Game says, Law Twitter has actually made me cry at the disingenuous nature of their support for victims. They don't care about victims and crimes, and they don't care about anime. Both are true. Meladius says, Nick, I'm writing an old school novel, so you might have been thinking of someone else's book. I might ask you to be a beta reader when I'm at that point. Yeah, man. Let me know. Josh Calhoun says, Vic and Stephanie Nadolny will be at Mega's MiniCon together in Dallas on November 3rd. That's great. Forever229 says, but Nick, it was obviously on the roof. Kalinka Pavlova says, oof, I've been noticed by Senpai on the twatter. Andrew Young says, please remember to check email or Google Alexandru Tanas, dental hygienist, to find all info. Guy needs major help. Zario JPN says, minor nitpick, Hawaii doesn't observe daylight savings time, so today's stream at 11 p.m. would air in Hawaii around 6 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Oh, it's 5 hours back? That's awful. Talbot Link says, find Phil yet? No, I have not. Phil of the Dollhouse, but I have his contact info now. Thank you. Thank you. So, all right, guys. That's what we've got for tonight. We're playing the outro. I think it's playing. We are playing the outro. The outro is playing for you. I will be over on Twitch, assuming my internet connection holds. And then I don't know if there will be a show tomorrow, but keep your eyes peeled on Twitter. Eyes on Twitter. Find out what's going on. The shows might just be really, really late. If that's the case, catch the replays, or they might be really early. And it depends on how it's going. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for the journey through the tism and the fun. And I will see you in the very near future. Have a good night. Peace. Peace.
Into the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag, a bow, more a love rug. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Dante to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed, so pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed